It's Mario Day, but I'm not here to talk about the upcoming Super Mario Galaxy movie or the entire Mario franchise in general, or whatever the hell this is. No, instead, I'm gonna be talking about Nabbit. By far my favorite Super Mario character of all time, so as the title of this video suggests, let's take a look at his 13-year history. Because he's so freaking cute! Nabbit's first appearance was in New Super Mario Bros. U, which was released as a launch title for the Wii U on November 18th, 2012, which was also Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse's birthday. Throughout the events of the game, Nabbit would appear on the world map, and he would steal items from toad houses nearby, so you would have to enter a specific course and catch Nabbit in it within 100 seconds to retrieve the stolen items. Nabbit returned the following year in New Super Luigi U, only this time, he was a secret playable character. To play as him, you had to hold down the ZL button on the Wii U gamepad or Pro Controller, or the B button on the very back of the Wii Remote while entering a level. The only level Nabbit is not playable in is the very last one in the game, Flying Squirrel Ovation, where you instead play as a Mii. One of Nabbit's most unique and defining traits, which continues to this day, was introduced in New Super Luigi U. That being, he cannot take damage from any enemy, or use any power-ups. However, Nabbit can still lose a life if he runs out of time in a level, or falls into poison, lava, or a bottomless pit. Then in 2014, when Mario Golf World Tour was released on the 3DS, Nintendo began releasing paid DLC for the game. And one of those DLC packs, the Flower Pack, included Nabbit as a playable character. At the time of making this video, this is currently the only Mario Golf game where Nabbit is a playable character, which is a real shame. Hey Nintendo, if you ever decide to make a Mario Golf game exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2, please make Nabbit be a playable character from the start, and do not include him as any DLC or something, so that people don't have to pay even more money. And better yet, bring back his birdie animation from Mario Golf World Tour or I'm not buying it. Like, look at him! He's so f***ing cute! A few months later, when Super Smash Bros. For Wii U was released, Nabbit made some cameos in the Mushroom Kingdom U stage. And yes, this applies to its counterpart in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as well. Nabbit might sometimes appear after Kamek changes the layout of the stage, and he'll run around trying to capture fighters in his bag and going into the blast zone with them. He can still be attacked and KO'd though. As for Nabbit's game appearances in 2015, the first one is in Super Mario Maker as an unlockable mystery mushroom costume in the Super Mario Bros. 1 game style as part of Update 1.4.0. Not much else to say here. Next, Nabbit made an appearance in Mario Party 10 on the Wii U. Unfortunately, not as a playable character. He appears if Team Mario lands on a Bowser block -1 space to take a dice block away from Bowser. And in the game's credits, there's a chance of Nabbit appearing if the dice lands on a Bowser mark. Nabbit makes a couple of appearances in Mario & Luigi Paper Jam as well on the Nintendo 3DS. At some points when Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario manage to catch him, Nabbit provides the trio with new Bros attacks. But his biggest role, as seen in this image, is towards the end of the game. To obtain Luigi's final Bros attack, Mega Thwonk, the trio has to fight alongside Nabbit in free battles, and free battles against him. Nabbit's next video game appearance, in Mario & Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, is what I consider to be one of his most important appearances. Sure, he may be only playable in 100M in the Wii U version, and 100M and 100M Plus in the 3DS version, but this is actually the only video game to date where Nabbit has the capability to speak in full sentences. If Nabbit can speak full sentences, why not make him do it in future Mario RPGs or spin-offs? That would be amazing. And then, sadly, Nabbit's appearances started to die down a little. 2017 was the first year since Nabbit's debut that he didn't appear in any video game. But he did appear again when Super Mario Party was released in October 2018. Albeit in the form of a cameo appearance in the minigame Absent Minded. But it was nice to see his cute little face again in the video game after over 2 years. When Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was released on December 7th, 2018, the Mushroom Kingdom U stage returned, and with it, so did Nabbit as a stage hazard. He's also a spirit in that game, but I can't really find a good image of that online. So this image of him running past Kirby will have to do for now. Precious boy. Things eventually started looking up for Nabbit again, when New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe came out on the Nintendo Switch on January 11th, 2019. aka the Switch port of the game he'd first appeared in. There were two good things about Nabbit in this port that didn't exist in the original version of the game on the Wii U. Number one, he is now playable in the new Super Mario Bros. U levels. And number two, he was given a variety of new voice clips. These voice clips were provided by Nabbit's voice actress at the time, Natsuko Yokoyama, who also works as a sound programmer at Nintendo. In fact, she joined the company the same year New Super Mario Bros. U, the original version on the Wii U, was released. Previously, before New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe came out, Nabbit used to sound like this. But now he sounded like this. Rather than only making a couple of squeaking sounds, Nabbit sounded more expressive with these new voice clips. It's almost as if he had an actual personality in the game itself. And on the very same day as NSMBU Deluxe's release, Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey was released for the Nintendo 3DS in North America. Nabbit appears as a recruitable ally in the post-game of Bowser Jr.'s Journey. He can only be recruited if Ludwig uses his Negotiate Captain command. Whoa, check out that guy with the sack. I want him in my army. Yes, Bowser Jr., but aren't you also going to realize that Nabbit's bandana looks just like yours? Nabbit's first game appearance in the 2020s was on April 2nd of that year as Dr. Nabbit in the now-defunct mobile game Dr. Mario World. And here's everything else you need to know about Dr. Nabbit. I'm too lazy to read it all out myself. 3 months later, Nabbit appeared in Mario Kart Tour, thus making his debut in the Mario Kart series itself, although not as a playable character. Initially, his appearance was just as the opponent in the Versus Mega Nabbit Challenge on N64 Choco Mountain. But then about 2 weeks later, the Wild West Tour began, and Nabbit was finally made a playable character for the first time in the Mario Kart series, alongside a cowboy costume for Wario. At this point, Nabbit had been a character in the Mario franchise for 8 years, so now that he was playable in a Mario Kart game for the first time, what was Nintendo going to do with him next? Absolutely nothing. After just being made a playable character in Mario Kart for the first time, Nabbit seemed to just vanish from the Mario franchise as a whole for over 3 years. Sure, there was still occasional merchandise made of him, like as a figurine in some LEGO Mario sets, but that was about it. Was this it for Nabbit? Was Nintendo going to retire him from the franchise without properly explaining why, just like they did with Toadsworth? No, and thank God they didn't. Super Mario Bros. Wonder was released for the Nintendo Switch on October 20th, 2023, and in this game, Nabbit was brought back after a 3-year absence. But just like how this game revolutionized 2D Mario, this game revolutionized Nabbit as well. His design was still the exact same, and his immunity to enemies and most hazards was retained from New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. But this time around, Nabbit had just received a brand new voice for the first time since his debut, which, as I'm sure you can guess by now, made him sound so freaking cute. Starting with this game, Nabbit was now voiced by dawnmbennett, who is also known for voicing Sody Pop in Chicken Nugget, and she's been the voice of Nabbit ever since. Sure, Natsuko Yokoyama did a good job voicing Nabbit when he first debuted, but dawnmbennett somehow managed to make him sound even better. As an example, listen to some of these voice clips. I dare you to tell me they're not cute. He's just a mischievous little scamp and I love him to bits. Nabbit's next appearance was in Super Mario Party Jamboree for the Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, just like the game's predecessor in 2018, Nabbit was just given another picture cameo, this time in the minigame Big Top Quiz. Like I said earlier in the video, Mario Party 10 is the only Mario Party game to date where Nabbit actually makes a physical appearance, and isn't just a picture. If this trend continues with the next Mario Party game in a few years from now, I'm gonna lose my mind. Nabbit eventually made another playable appearance in Mario Kart World, released alongside the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th, 2025. Not counting Mario Kart Tour for mobile devices, this was the first Mario Kart game released on a Nintendo console where Nabbit was a playable character. He also appears as an NPC in the free roam mode, but I'm not here to talk about that. Instead, let me tell you how Mario Kart World made me start loving Nabbit more than any other character in the franchise. I don't remember exactly when this happened, but I think it was around August of 2025, like about 2 or 3 months after Mario Kart World came out. Anyway, I was just browsing the world records of each track in the time trials mode on the Mario Kart World World Records YouTube channel, when all of a sudden, I came across the current Cheep Cheep Falls world record at the time, 1 minute, 58 seconds, and 271 milliseconds, and the thumbnail? It was Nabbit at the very end of his first place victory animation. I thought, aw, Nabbit's jumping, that's cute. And then I thought nothing else about it. Before I learned about this video and its thumbnail, I had previously played as Nabbit in the last few levels of Super Mario Bros. Wonder to try and 100% the game, which I did within like 10 days of its release in 2023. But now that I was being faced with this video, I thought to myself, well, alright, I guess I'll play as Nabbit in Mario Kart World a little bit then. And I don't regret that decision one bit. From that day on, Nabbit became my main in Mario Kart World. I played as him in nearly every single race. In fact, I feel like I've played as Nabbit more than anyone else in the Mario Kart World roster at this point. Once again, dawnmbennett does a great job voicing Nabbit in this game. And to see this little rabbit thief being playable in a Mario Kart game on a Nintendo console for the first time was truly amazing. But there's one other reason, in fact, it's probably the most important one, why I love playing as Nabbit in this game. It's because of his first place victory animation. Yes, the part where he shakes his butt might make some people cringe, and that exact same voice clip doesn't play every time you win first place as Nabbit, but this is one of the greatest things he's ever done! Seriously, I love Nabbit more than any other Mario character. He's so f***ing adorable. And finally, Nabbit's most recent appearance is in Mario Tennis Fever as an unlockable playable character. To unlock him, you have to win the Doubles Flower Cup tournament, but that only took me about 3 hours upon getting the game on launch day. And now, that's pretty much it for this video. I've covered all the games Nabbit has appeared in ever since his debut in 2012. Yeah, I know the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Super Mario Bros. Wonder comes out later this month, but nothing changes about Nabbit in that port. He's basically the same as he was in the original, and although it's coming out soon, I'm not including any upcoming releases in this video. But yeah, let me finish by reiterating that Nabbit is my favorite Mario character in the entire franchise. If I had never gotten Mario Kart World or the Switch 2, or never played any Mario game with him in it, I wouldn't love him as much as I do today. I probably wouldn't have even cared for him at all. Sometimes Nabbit may be just a thief, and other times he might tag along with Mario and friends on their adventures, but no matter what he does or where he is, he'll always be my favorite character in the series. Hell, if Nintendo even decides to make a standalone Nabbit game someday, you know exactly who's gonna get it when it comes out. But anyway, this is the end of the video for real this time. Thanks for watching, happy Mario Day, and see you soon. Oh no, Nabbit's coming for me! Ah!